That song never fails to hit me right in the heart. Spent some time this summer in Brazil and heard some guys sing it in Portuguese, and still it just took me my knees. Thank you guys. Guys, tonight we have Callie Bauckham. Callie's a senior at San Angelo Central. And one thing I know about Callie is I've watched her over the years, and I've seen her walk into a room and people listen to her. And she said, I hope they listen tonight. And I hope you do, because I know she has something to share. So Cal, let's hear from you.
Is that okay if I take this off? Hi, like Mr. Huddleston said, my name is Callie. I am a senior at Central High School. I run cross country and track. And also, I'm a member at First Baptist Church here in San Angelo. Tonight, I'm supposed to give you, thanks. Tonight, I'm supposed to give you my testimony, and I guess when it all started, I was 5, and my family has raised me in a Christian and disciplined house. I've been raised in the church has raised me, and when I was 5, I just felt that I needed Christ in my heart, so the music minister's wife at the time, at Chili's, of all places, led me to Christ and took me through the plan of salvation. But I guess when everything really just started to happen, fast forward to my 8th grade and 10th grade year, or 8th grade through 10th grade year, is really when Satan just was really, I guess, attacking me. Just had implanted in my mind that, Callie, you aren't good enough, you aren't beautiful, guys are not looking at you, you are not getting the attention like all these other girls are. And so I started doing, I guess, the opposite of Colossians chapter 3, verse 2, and I started seeking earthly things and not what's in heaven, what heaven has for me. And so to try and fill this void, or to try and feel what I thought was love or attention, I started looking to the media. And let me tell you something, Satan really knows how to use the media. And unfortunately, that's how it is. But I started consuming myself with things like on the internet, on the TV, on the computer. And I knew it was wrong at the time, but at the same time, I was like, I am feeling what I thought was this love, but it really wasn't. And so, but nobody had knew that for 2 to 3 years that I had been struggling with this sin, with this burden. They had always known me as Callie, the leader in the youth group, the person who leads at school, the person who's involved in everything. And as time came on and through those years, I had become so busy being under for you, Satan's yoke, being under Satan's yoke. And I had just felt this weight, and I knew that Satan was on me. And so finally, in my sophomore going into junior year, that summer, I had gone to church camp. And of course, like every last night, the most intense message of the night that everybody becomes overwhelmed, I was one of those who did become overwhelmed. And finally, I realized, I said, God, I have had this on my heart for so long, and nobody knows. I have to tell somebody. I can't keep this within me. And so Christ, finally that night, I become still. And in Exodus 14:14, it says, God will fight for you. You only need to be still. So what I didn't realize is that Christ had been fighting for me. Christ was always right here. God is greater than any other sin, and no sin is greater than any other sin either. And so finally I become still. And Christ was like, Callie, I've been here the whole time. I don't know where I know where you've been, but I know that I've been here right by your side. So being so busy, I didn't realize that he was next to me, and I just became overwhelmed with his love and his grace and his mercy. It was like a Gatorade bath of mercy and forgiveness is how I felt. And so finally I told all my friends, and I told everybody that night after the message, because I had been crying, obviously, because I was overwhelmed in a good way. And so I told everybody, and then at that, I guess, our small group time with our church, God had also brought on to me 2 verses that I love the most, that are the greatest of all. For girls, it's Proverbs 31:30. And if you know it, which is great, but I'll tell you, it says, a woman who fears the Lord is greatly to be praised. So I realized that what's on the outside is not what matters. It's what lies within you. For boys, boys should not be seeking you for what you look like on the outside. It's what you should be on the inside. Your relationship with Christ should matter more. than what you have on the outside. Yes? Good, good. And then also, another verse, I might be wrong, but I think it's, Psalms, it's either in 119 or 139, and it says, I just remember Christ, it was almost like he said it. He said, Callie, you are beautifully and wonderfully made. I created you, so you thinking that you weren't beautiful is almost like offense to God. And so I had realized, yes, God, I am beautifully and wonderfully made. And it just took me that one night to finally be still. And guys, God is always fighting for you. You just have to be still. And girls, you have been beautifully and wonderfully made by a loving God who loves you, and you should seek Him. I just want to say thank you for letting me have this opportunity.
Now you know why people listen to her. Guys, I want to ask you to do something for me.